Can you update us on John and Kasha?
Yeah, both guys got banged up yesterday, but both are day to day. They're going to travel with us, come to Philadelphia, which is obviously a positive sign that they could play.
Expectations and game time decisions, Sheldon?
Yeah, I would expect for both of them that would be the case.
Sheldon, the top four forwards have, I think, got 14 straight goals for you guys. But how do you assess where the secondary scoring is at right now?
Well, we need to get contributions from those guys for sure. There was a time when we were getting contributions from those lines, and the top guys weren't scoring. So we'd like it to match up where everybody's rolling at the same time, but it doesn't always work that way. But between the rest of the forwards and our defense, for that matter, we want to get contributions throughout the lineup. Those big goals are important. The camp goal for us out in Chicago, that's a massive goal at a very key time. You need those every now and again. Last night certainly was one of those nights.
I know it's not that concentration, but a bit of an oddity from your view that the D just scored just the one goal this year.
Yeah, I would say it's a bit of an oddity, but I do think that's something that we've looked at is over the last year or so. Just how can we more consistently get our defense involved? I know Muzzin's goal that he scored was a good example of how we engage our defense, and we've had a number of other guys with very similar looks and hasn't gone in. We believe we got some guys there that have the capability of scoring when they get opportunities, and it hasn't gone in yet. So we've got to stay looking for ways to engage our defense and get them involved offensively, but also at the same time, just looking to see if there's ways that they can finish better, or can they look for other options. And sometimes for the D, it's not even so much the actual goal going in the net, but it's can you create a goal from somebody else by shooting the puck off the goaltender, shooting the puck off a stick, those kind of things, and create some more chaos. And we think overall as we get to that, then more offense will follow.
What are you looking for out of Justin Hall when he gets back in?
Just to be the Justin Hall that we've come to expect. That's it. He's a good player. He's a guy that's done very well for us. He's an important part of our team. As I've said before, didn't expect him to sit out for as long as he did, but it was a credit to the other guys that were going well. But after last night's game, the doors opened here again for us to make a change, and we're going to do that. And we expect Justin just to be the player that we've come to expect. As I've told him before, my hope is that he. This is a bit of a reset for him, and he comes out and he's refocused, and we don't have to revisit him sitting out for this period of time again.
You tested out the new D pairings. Was it an easy decision to put Justin right back where he was, or how did you kind of think that out?
It was easy, I think, mainly just because of the fact that he sat for as long as he did, and just for tomorrow we'll have Hall in and Dermott will come out. Just for the sake of some continuity with Sandin and Liljegren, it just allows us to have some greater balance with guys who are familiar with each other. So that's really it. But what we've learned as we've gone through this exercise over the last 5 games is that we have 7 defensemen that can play, that can help us. And that's a very positive thing for us. And then also we've got guys that can play with different people. And we didn't really have that last season. We had a lot of continuity throughout the lineup. Throughout the season, and early on here we've mixed things up. Some of it we've been forced to do, some of it we've done ourselves, and I think that will serve us well as we go down the line. But going into tomorrow, we just like having a little more continuity of guys who are familiar with themselves or with each other.
What's your sense of how Nick Ritchie's handled his scoring problems?
I think he's handled it well in the sense that when I talk to him, he's not down or frustrated or anything like that. At the same time, we want to make sure we stay on top of him with just the urgency of the situation, and not so much the fact that he hasn't scored, but just shift to shift, bring in urgency and consistency in his play. As I'd said a few times previously, I think he's done a lot of really good things that have gone unnoticed and he hasn't gotten rewarded for. I thought, like a lot of our players, last night was not a good day for him. And we expect a lot more, and we need to get a lot more out of him. Part of that is on him, part of that is on us, to help him get there.
How much offense do you think you can get when you find
In terms of what how often the puck goes in the net, that remains to be seen. Cash is a guy who has scored in the league, and has that ability. We think he has that, and you know, we're working with Camp a lot on capitalizing on some of the looks and chances that he has. He's got a great skill set in other areas of the ice. I mean, he comes out of our zone, he makes plays, he sees the ice, he attacks the middle of the rink. Even in the offensive zone, he protects pucks well, he hangs on to it. His line generates a lot of shots. It's how can we get those shots to be from more dangerous areas, and how can we be a little more deceptive on the shot when shooting it at the goaltender. And then Engvall, you know, is another guy that generates a ton of shots, you know, but a lot of perimeter stuff that we work on with him and trying to get to the interior of the rink and have those be more consistent threats. So to answer your question, I think in terms of the actual goal production, it remains to be seen, but in terms of the individual skill set and how the three of them work together and how they get on offense and generate shots, we think there's great potential there.
What's your sense of how Bunting has fit in with Austin and William there?
I think he's done a really good job. Again, a number of guys didn't have a good night yesterday, and Bunting's won. But I thought in Boston was maybe his best game, and he was all over the puck, forecheck. He generated loose pucks. He generated shots for himself and others. They're on offense a lot. He was extremely competitive, you know, and that's a really good sign of what he's capable of doing against a very tough opponent. You know, but like our team and like a lot of our players, we're seeking consistency here. So, you know, he's got to bring that every single day.
Jack Tornick.
Yes.
Did he stay on longer than you expected today, Jack? I know you had the third goalie there, but
Yeah, well, I mean, between Steve Briere and our medical team, they talk a lot about workload, and then they kind of balance it out with what we're doing in the practice and what he might take out of it. So he got a little extra work, missed the first part of practice, but then there was some game-like situation stuff in the last bit of practice that he wanted to get some reps in. So we just had him jump in there. So we're always just taking it kind of a day at a time, or even a drill at a time in a lot of ways.